Damn it. Welp. Howdy ho, this is Ghosty speaking, and welcome back to this little playdate of ours. If you're new here, please enjoy your stay, and if not, well, get comfortable. And welcome back. Glad to see you here, as always, and I'm so sorry to disappoint anyone from any one of my disappearing acts as of late, but I truly never meant to leave you out like some stray puppy in the rain, or some fresh newborn baby in a hot car. And I get it, you're hungry, you're thirsty, and that won't be satisfied. But fear not! Unlike the deads of the world, I went for milk, but I actually returned. But only after hitting a gold mine, a milk mine. Because boys and girls, I'm sucking straight from the teat. If you know what I mean. Well, alright, maybe not. But either way, that means coming real snug and close and come up to Mama Ghosty and let me whisper sweet nothings into your ear about what's hopefully a mutual love and interest in Batman Caped Crusader. Honestly, I think people should, and I want them to, start talking about this more. If you're not aware for whatever reason, I am a big meat muncher and a massive enthusiast for Batman and pretty much anything to everything Batman related. If it's in or even around Gotham, my eyes are on it. It's gotten my attention and there's most likely a video being made on it. Oh, and I'm well aware myself. He is one of, if not the most profitable character ever. He is everywhere at once, all the time, 24/7. But still, for me, no exceptions, including this, which really brings up the question of why it has no spotlight. Are people just not into it? Is it because media has changed and these shows aren't really on cable anymore? Or are the dark days of Batman burnout upon us? Oh god, I hope not. Oh, please. Truthfully, I hope not. But either way, I'll be the one to shine the light on this, and not because no one else is, but because I'm genuinely interested in this, and so I can talk about why I think this stands out. And that is this project being what it is. And believe it or not, it's not only because we're just getting new Batman content, or we're seeing him yet again in the cape and cowl, or anything like that. It's more along the lines of what it actually is, and that is Batman Caped Crusader, which is a brand new animated series. Yeah, a brand new animated series, or cartoon, or show, or frame compilation. It's the same shit. No matter how you put it, it is what it is, and that's what got my interest. But before getting my hands dirty, I do just want to geek out real quick, because I'm about to bust. We have waited a while, not only for a new show, but a whole new animated series on the bat. And here we are, getting closer and closer to its debut. And that also means we're getting closer and closer to my zipper popping open. And much like what's within the zipper, I'm hoping to God that it's not a disappointment. But because when I think of animated series Batman, or cartoony Batman, or anything under that umbrella, I think of the catalog and the legendary shows that have paved the way before this one. Which of course consists of the animated series, The Batman 2004, Brave and the Bold, not that one, anything but that one. Ugh. And later down the line, here we are with Batman Caped Crusader, and for better or for worse, it's different. And it's something that we haven't really seen before when it comes to the whole Batman animated picture. Or at least, you know, areas untread, so new plot lines, some not so familiar faces, you know, all that jazz. And this show is better just walk right in and raw dog it. And personally, if you ask me, sometimes it's best with no protection. So while we're in Gotham, we're seeing it through a new lens. And that lens is quite literally the black and white noir filter. And I'm not sure if that tickles anyone else's pickle, but it certainly does mine. You can obviously tell that we're going to get a whole lot of more mature tones and adult themes to it, and it'll probably all just be more dark and gritty, so they can really, you know, capture that noir feeling to it. And maybe, just maybe, make Batman seem like the world's greatest detective that he is. Or maybe, just maybe, the 2-star, 3-star detective that he currently is. Because he is just starting out in this. He's in his early years. He even has the first appearance look on, which I am a fan of. He's a very young, impressionable, handsome Batman, if you know what I mean. There's nothing wrong with that, though. Nothing at all. New faces, new cases. And that, as well as it being, a cartoon, there's a lot of potential, and, it's capable of doing a lot and being a lot. And plus, it's beyond just wanting a good show to watch. You could bet your bottom dollar ass that Gotham City is probably the last place that you'd want to live, realistically. But when I'm watching this, I want to feel at home. I want to watch and be like, yeah, this is fucking Batman. The well-written characters, the strong, intense dynamics, a rogues gallery, the deep layers of what makes characters what they are, and what makes Gotham City, well, Gotham. And if they wanted to, they could go even deeper. And not because they haven't before, they definitely have. It's just that they're willing to go farther and darker in this one. Things like what makes villains into a villain, like murderers, psychopaths, etc. Things like how Bruce's constant struggle with his trauma turns over to Batman's values and his morality. There's a lot going into this, and perhaps even more coming out of it. And considering that it takes place in his early years, it seems like that might be a cheat code to form all of this. With his early years, you have a blank canvas to make it however you want, and, whomever you want. So, we'll see. Which, can't lie, is interesting, and I think it is exciting, but it also is pretty scary. So while they're down there, twiddling their thumbs, making whatever they please, I'm down here with my fingers crossed and my thumb up my ass, just hoping that they do it justice. No pun intended. But that really is the biggest thing about this. And that goes just beyond any Batman project, but, let's focus on this one. I say that not because I want it, well, duh, I want it, but I think we need it. I want to see that burning passion, that admiration for the source material and everything that's come before it. I want that love and care sandwich neatly made and packed up and fed to our project where you could even see it in the result. I think these adaptations and all are best made by, people who actually love and care for the character and mythos that they're messing with. And I think that makes the best result. What a shocker, right? But with the people helming this ship, I have faith, and they honestly will surpass my expectations. Probably, hopefully, maybe. But I think we need that passion, that love, and that accuracy. Because, like it or not, I don't want to sound old, but, back in my day, we used to have cable, and Batman used to be everywhere. And even though he is still everywhere, now it's just not the same. Like it or not, whatever the changes may be, there's a possibility that this is, and will be, the first time a lot of people see the Dark Knight. Which, yeah, it's shocking, but it is possible. And that, as well as us depending on, how the show is going to be, this could very much be a definitive version of the character. And if that is the case, if it's good, by all means, let it be good. But it could also become the answer to the question, do you know Batman? Oh yeah, I know Batman. Batman from Cape Crusader? Well, no, but technically yes. It's yes and no. I don't know, but it can happen. See, I'm not sure how you got into Batman, but me, myself, and I have always kind of just gravitated towards the world of Batman, and I've always had a passion for it. And my definitive versions are versions that I've either grown up on, or ones that I think are the best to really fill them shoes. Ones who truly show who the character is and what he stands for. And now there's a brand new show, or I should say animated show coming out, with really no competition at all, as well as it being on a streaming service, which is easily accessible. It's going to bring a lot of eyes to Gotham, which, don't get me wrong, it's great and all, but it's just even more reason for them to hit the mark. Hopefully, preferably, the bullseye. And just to add the cherry on top, people like the creators of the show, such as Bruce Timm, Matt Reeves, them names are people that are worthy and are able to make such a definitive version of the character. And it might be real special, but hell if I know, it's not out yet. But like I said earlier, it could be a little scary, just because we have this character and this universe that is a staple now, and if you change anything about it at all, people will get turned off and become flaccid at the sight of it. So, they're kind of experimenting a little bit with changing some things, but also, like I said, it's exciting. But you also can't get the scary worries and get goosebumps over a nitpick or something like that. And I just don't like when the viewer experience is ruined by stupid shit. Alright, there are valid criticisms, I'll admit to that, and this show will probably have them. Hell, just looking at them, I know it's going to receive some kind of backlash, some kind of complaints, some kind of nitpicking, and well, criticism. That's what it's called. Hopefully it's not, you know, a naughty word on this platform or anything. Not like people can't take it. Uh-oh. But if it wasn't obvious, I'm all for this show and seeing what it's about. Some things I'm on board with, some things not so much. But regardless of the side of the fence that you're standing on, I would still at the very least give it a shot. You do know I haven't been yapping for absolutely nothing, right? But to paraphrase said yapping, it could be pretty unique. Or it could be shite, and it could be everything and more that you don't want in your cup of tea. But we won't know until it's out. So, womp womp. But also, if you are watching this video because you're unsure of whether or not you want to watch the actual show, this is your sign. Actually, no. This is me literally telling you to watch it. So, remember how we practiced? If you want, just a tip. If you don't like it, pull out, back out, never speak of it again. We'll be alright. And plus, this goes way beyond just the show itself. You could be getting into the character, or just into the superhero comics genre as a whole. Or you could be a kid, and you're, for some godforsaken reason, watching my videos, and you're interested. Either way, there is never, ever, ever a bad time to become a fan. So, whatever your case may be, join us. Why not? I sure as hell would welcome you with open arms. And possibly a smooch. And it seems like today is your lucky day. But not because of these lips, but more along the lines of our upcoming protagonist. Because if I'm a psychic in any way, shape, or form, and this show really does end up being how it feels, and how it sounds, how it smells, if this show really does eat, sleep, and breathe what Batman truly is, and what the character really means, then in that scenario, you might not need anything besides this show itself. Which does a lot, not only for you and others getting into it, per se, but it's pretty cool for the character, and his whole franchise, or whatever. But that does depend on us watching the show, and seeing how it is, and the plot lines, and the characters, and everything under the sun, or moon, I should say, which I haven't even gotten to yet, by the way. I've been yapping straight, and I haven't even gotten to the specifics yet. So, if you don't mind, please allow me to indulge, and I promise you it's going to hurt me just as much as it's going to hurt you. In advance, I apologize wholeheartedly. But I believe it's time to rip the band-aid off. We have a new Batman. Ghosted! How could you? I know, I'm aware, I'm so sorry. But we have a new voice, we have a new Batman. Someone to take up the mantle, someone new to don the cape and cowl. And shit, man, guys, I don't really know. I think he's pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure about all of you, but do not burst my bubble. I genuinely like it. I think it fits perfectly, especially when you look at the direction that they're going with in the show. I think it goes together like bread and butter. I'm not sure why, but that's what it reminds me of. This is also coming from a place where I've only heard the Batman voice. I'm not sure if it's different at all for Brucey Boy, and it very much could be the same exact voice. But from what I've heard, it's a-okay. The voice, the design, ain't half bad. But like my Crocodile Tears had mentioned, we do have a new Batman voice. And trust me, it is far more than just Crocodile Tears, because genuinely, it is upsetting. And if you're watching from under your rock, it's because the elephant in the room is Kevin Conroy. I just know that the minute that this show drops, it's going to be compared, criticized, and much more because of this. And while it is sad, I don't think we should focus on that and, make it all about that. But instead, notice it and move forwards. Conroy took this icon of a character and somehow made him even more larger than life than he already was. And no shit, I'm upset about it. To this day, I still am. But what's done is done, and he's obviously left a massive impact. And now, I'm enthusiastic and hopeful for the future and what's to come. Now there's even more potential and even more opportunities to elevate him yet again and bring the character to even higher heights. And that wouldn't be possible without Kevin Conroy to begin with. So yeah, suck it. That's my 2 cents. But yeah, wipe them tears away, baby girl, because we're getting on to the next one, which is the Rogues. Oh boy. How I love me some villains. Fuck yes. Sorry, language. But oh boy. You've been seeing them throughout the video so far. But these are not only characters that I like, but some of them I desperately want to see. Some, yeah, just because I do like them, yeah. But also because some that I think deserve the spotlight that they're finally getting. some that are getting changes that they might need. Because some of them are just straight up reiterations. They're taking a chip through the blender and they're coming out as a new flavor. Such as Lady Penguin, which is completely unnecessary and out of nowhere. Very random. I'm not sure why they did that. They really did not need to do that, but they did it anyways. So hopefully it had some kind of purpose. Or Golden Age inspired Clayface. It definitely fits what they're going for, at least more than the big old goopy monster that we're used to. Or, get this, Firebug. If you ask me personally, if you have a dilemma and Firefly is standing right there, you choose Firefly every single time. But I get what they're going for with the whole 40s aesthetic and time period. And of course, flashing our lovely viewers with characters that they might not know. So, it's a learning course for all. I get it. Am I butthurt we're not going to see a cool Firefly design? Yeah, kinda. But I will allow them to cook, because out of the entire Rogues Gallery, there has to be a reason of why they chose him. And he's another that is also getting the spotlight. So, that's pretty cool. And it seems like we're also getting a whole new take on Harley Quinn. If you couldn't tell, I'm more fond of the old black and red skin-tight Harley Quinn suit. But this still looks bizarrely cool, if that makes sense. It seems like they're making her more into her own character and her own threat, which is good, and honestly, I think we can all tell she is slowly but surely leaving Joker's shadow, and even though I love that relationship, it is inevitable. Harles, I think you deserve it, and I will watch on like a proud mother. Or father. Oops. But if you want to flip the coin and see the other side, the villains I really want to see, or I'm just glad to see at all, Gentleman Ghost, I didn't expect that at first. I would have never expected to see him, but I'm so glad. Is that a surprise that I like him? I sure as hell hope not. What's his name? Gasp! Onomatopoeia? What? This was a real shock, but I'm glad to see him get some screen time, or, you know, an appearance, period. He's going to be really interesting, and I'm really intrigued to see what they do with him. And the same goes for Harvey Dent or Two-Face. I'm not sure if he's already a criminal or if we're going to see the birth of that. I'm not sure if this is true, but I did read somewhere that instead of a DA turned criminal, he's a criminal working as a DA for other criminals. Which is a hell of a twist. It's a hell of a change that you must have balls to make. And I think Harvey is a pretty crucial character with a very specific story and mindset. So if you're going to change him, I think it's a bit risky, but I'm all for it. I'm intrigued to actually see how it plays out and how they do it. And who he's a DA for, because that could really even the odds. Maybe a character like Natalia Knight, which also coming to the show, aka Nocturna, which is interesting and is an old ass character. Again, more characters that are getting the spotlight. I'm glad for her. And now that I realize it, they're just choosing a bunch of old timers. Not that that's an issue, I just realized that. I'm not sure if they're going to in this show, but if I remember correctly, she used to be one of Bruce's love interests. Which, I'm not sure how they would in this show, especially considering they have Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman, aka a common occurrence. Which I don't really need to talk about. But I did want to mention, at least once, because of the whole bat and the cat dynamic. They could make it really stand out in this, thanks to the whole time period, the aesthetic, the whole feel and vibe of this show, and the whole difference of this show and those that have come before it. And like everything else, I hope it is well written, accurate, and fun to watch. Again, I want to feel at home with Gotham. I want to see what I know and love about the Bat. And with the beautiful ladies and gents behind the show, I have faith. It all comes down to Caped Crusader releasing and us watching. So, what do you think? Whether or not you've seen it or not. You could watch the trailers and want to, flow your thoughts. Or by the time this is out, you have seen the show and you're watching this and you want to share your thoughts. Either way, feel free. That's what the comments are for. I've been yapping this entire time. It's your turn now. But for now, I think I've said all I wanted to. And really spilled all the thoughts out of my ass. That's enough from me. Next is actually checking it out when it's released. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you for joining me. I applaud you for getting this far. And of course, thank you yet again. And give that like button a little rub for me. Again, feel free to comment, share with your friends, grandma, brother, dog, dog's neighbor, sister fish. Whatever you want to do. But pretty please subscribe, and if you even want, click that little bell. That's all from me. Ghosty is out. Bye bye. Bad computer. Activate the outro.